Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Dekmar here, coming at you. Wake up and trade with the man, the myth, the legend. Sean Dekmar, ready to rock and roll at your service. Guys, it is Monday morning, getting ready to kick off this BEA beautiful week. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys are jacked on up, and I hope you guys are ready to rock and roll. Shout out to StockTwits throwing me on here to kick off this week. Damn, I'm excited. And guys, how could you not be? How could you not be? We take a second, we look around the market, we see what's coming on up. A little sign out right now on Wednesday, we have the Hashtag Awards presented by StockTwits out in, again, the Windy City, the Mile High City, the city of brotherly love. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about a little place called New York City. Guys, I will see everyone, of course, this upcoming Wednesday. I will be there at the Hashtag Awards over in StockTwits. If you guys haven't, head on over to StockTwits. They're promoting it everywhere. Go get your tickets. And of course, you guys can meet me there. I'm really jacked on up for an amazing time ahead. But we got to see what's happening in this world of today. What's happening in this market? Where is the buying volume? Where is the hype? You can see we got a little new studio. Again, StockTwits pushed up my budget a little bit. We're pushing around $3 million now. Guys, let's get ready for an absolutely awesome day ahead. Let's jump on into the live stream. Let's talk about all these best plays, and let's get ready to rock and roll. Guys, let's do it. So, obviously, going into today, we want to try to find the hottest, the best, the most credible, and obviously we want to be transparent with every single thing we do. Figuring out why stocks rip and why stocks run. Seeing, of course, why we are getting some of the biggest movement in the market. Right now, we do have BCTX. Now, if you guys have been watching my previous shows, what does it come on down to? It comes on down to a few different things. Number one, we look for the hottest press releases every single day. If we can find the hottest press releases every single day, we are going to be able to find the best spikers every single day. The stocks that move the best, the stocks that move the quickest, the stocks that go on those sharp, super hot rips and runs, they all are from one thing. It's either from news or from low floats. And if you have both of them, hey, again, that's absolutely amazing. We study news. We study for what is going to be the stocks that are going to come out with some sort of reasoning. You know, news is the same exact thing as reasoning for you, for everyone else to jump into a play. When everyone jumps into a play at essentially the same exact time, what do you get? You get very strong moves, you get very strong rips, you get very strong runs. Perfect example, PRTG. PRTG went from $8 and shot all the way up towards $15. Well, why is that, ladies and gentlemen? Well, we could scroll on down. We could see PRTG came out with a press release right here at 6 o'clock. And again, the press release that we have here says PRTG. What are we seeing? PRTG reports that we have preclinical results. So, when we are reporting that we have preclinical results, that is going to bring in a lot of attention. When it comes down to finding the hottest press releases, when it comes down to finding the hottest stocks, when it comes down to finding the biggest breakouts every single day, it's a very simple formula. It's first come, first serve. If you can see the press release come out right away, that's going to give me a reason, Martha a reason, Ben a reason, George a reason, Ashley a reason to all buy in. And again, if you're awake right here and right now, you're going to be in first. Because how many people are sleeping in at this moment? How many people are saying, I'll get up at 8 o'clock, I'll get up at 8:30, I'll get up at 9 o'clock. Our goal is to be done by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 9:30. I don't want to sit in front of a computer all day for the next 8 hours straight. I want to be able to get in, make my trade, and then go out and enjoy our day. Isn't that why we're stock trading? Sure, stock trading is fun. It's enjoyable. It's a great time. But at the same time, isn't the whole point of stock trading the fact that we get to escape from the 9 to 5, escape from, again, sitting in front of a computer all day, actually get out and have freedom? That's what it's all about to me. So the thing is, when I take a look over on PRTG right here, what am I seeing? I'm seeing PRTG reports preclinical results. Usually when we're going through these, we'll see, excitement. We'll see that the CEO says we have done something we haven't done before. Let's read into it a little bit. It says the company today reports that we have efficiency data. The expert in mesothelioma will be presenting data at its upcoming American Cancer Research right here. Portugal in dosage, port 6. Let's see if there's any sort of CEO statement. No CEO statement that I'm seeing at this time, but we are seeing we are aim of the achieving for a complete blockade. So basically what it comes on down towards is it's a lot of medical terms. We don't need to care about the medical terms. It comes on down to this positive preclinical results. This is getting the reasoning on why we have the #1 top gainer on the day, PRTG. Remember, stocks don't spike for random reasons. There's usually always a reason. Now, could there be the random low float pumper? Absolutely. But 99% of the time, it comes on down to when there is a hot press release, there will be a spike that follows it. So PRTG right here, this is considered the #1 top gainer right now. If you need to know the stock that everyone's looking at, it's PRTG at this moment. Let's just see if there's anything else. CGON, 46 million in float. GMPX, a 24 million float. A little bit smaller than what I like at 38 cents. Not really my favorite type of play. What about BATL? Not enough volume. BTTR, again, not much volume. It really comes on down to PRTG is going to be the #1 play. PRTG is going to be the stock that the majority of traders are looking at. So we already went over the news over on the stock. We can also see it's 552,000 in float. That is an extremely low float. Now, one of the best ways to just double check this is you guys can head on over towards Yahoo Finance. When you guys head on over towards Yahoo Finance, you could see it right here. Let's just type in PRTG. You guys can go over to statistics. Once you click statistics, scroll on down and you could see float right here. Float 551,000 in float. Very elementary, but what is float? Float are going to be the shares offered to the public. The lower the float, the higher the demand, the bigger the spike. When there is a very large supply, it's very calm. It's there's not much volatility. A large supply would be anything 30 million and over in float. A low supply would be 5 million and under. 1 million under, 10 million under. So really, again, the best way to think about this is what stocks can go on the biggest spikes, the biggest rips, the biggest runs. Stocks that are sub 10 million in float. Even stocks that are sub 5 million in float, even better. Stocks 1 million in float could go absolutely nuclear. So the thing is, we take a look over on the float, we see 551,000 in float. PRTG right here, this is a play that obviously has the potential to go crazy. It's already up 46% at this moment. So PRTG, now we got to do a little bit more research onto this play. We know there's positive preclinical results. We know that this is the #1 top gainer in the market at this time. But now again, let's go ahead and do a little bit more of a breakdown. Now, what do I mean by a breakdown? Well, let's grab PRTG. We can connect some dots here. We can definitely all agree that this play is on some sort of downtrend. Some people may connect the dots slightly differently, and that's absolutely okay. You might go to this upper shadow right here. You might go to the first upper shadow. Whatever, again, in your mind looks like the most common sense. And guess what? It's not going to be perfect. It's very difficult to be perfect at all times in the market. But what we can all agree on is that we do have a downtrend. At the same time, we could be able to grab PRTG, connect some of the bottoms right here. And we could also agree that while there is a stronger downtrend, there is a slight uptrend at this moment. Now, what does this lead to? This leads to an upcoming squeeze, an upcoming move. When it comes down to stock trading, we all want to be able to think about the predictability. Predictability is absolutely crucial. Predictability is so important when it comes down to stock trading because guess what? If you told me right now, oh, Deck, stock trading is a casino, you're just a professional gambler, every day you wake up and gamble, I'm going to highly disagree with you on that. Because the thing is, if I closed my eyes and randomly pick stock ABC, sure, there would be a random gamble. If I again close my eyes and hope for the random best play to happen, sure, that's a gamble. But let me ask you this. What if again we select one play, PRTG, and we know PRTG is going to be active because it has good news. And we know that again PRTG is going to PRTG has a low float. And we know PRTG now is going to have a reversal at this top line, this top line, this top line. And we know there's going to be a bounce play at this bottom line and this bottom line. Are we now gambling? Well, Deck, is that 100%? No, it's not 100%. So yeah, it's a gamble. Sure, if that's your argument, I can understand that. But at the same time, stock trading, we just went from a 50-50. 50-50, as in, hey, you know what? Worst trader in the world. Worst trader wakes on up and they say, hey, I'm going to buy PRTG. It's a 50-50 chance. It might go up, it might go down. Who knows? Right? That's the thing that we need to understand. It might go up, it might go down. But at the same time, guess what we just did? We just found the hottest stock out there. We know that the hottest stock out there right now is going to most likely get a bounce around here, most likely going to get a bounce right around here. We also know, again, the hottest stock at this time most likely is going to have a reversal right here, and probably have some sort of selling and reversal right here. Now, is it really a 50-50? I think if PRTG comes on up and we look for shorts or we bet against the company right here, the odds are we are now going to win. The odds are we are going to now have the favor. The odds are we are going to be able to do this. Sure, think about it as like card counting. Think about it as what if we only bet when we know there's face cards? What if we only bet when we have the odds that we are going to only get 20s or 21s? Sure, but again, card counting basically brings you to like a 50-50. Stock trading brings you to a 75-25, an 80-20, 75% chance of winning, 80% chance of losing. These type of plays. It's all about, again, using your education, your experience, your knowledge, your skill, your craft on being able to figure out how can I make money right off the rip? How can I make money before everyone else? How can I start off my day in the green? PRTG, low float, good credible news, higher low setup. Strong resistance is going to be where at? Right at this area. Deck, I'm going to enter right here. I'm going to have a stop loss right here. I think the stock's going to fall, and I'm going to cover my position and get out of the area at that mark. Perfect. I love that game plan. Or you could say, hey, Deck, that's what I'm going to do. But if we break this downtrend and we start spiking ourselves on up, I'm going to get out of my position. I'm going to put a stop loss now back underneath that trend line, and I'm going to look to hold this position to the upside and see if we can break out of this downtrend now. Perfect. So with every little move we make, we can always make sure that we are putting in ourselves with high reward and low risk. High reward and low risk. That's what it's all about in stock trading. If we can figure out how, again, plays can always be for us high reward and low risk, we are going to win over time. Because isn't that what stock trading is all about? Stock trading is about winning over time. No one's going to become a multimillionaire in one day. Sure, there's going to be 1 in a million. There's going to be 1 in 100,000 where you might nail an awesome trade. But at the same time, you got to be able to figure out what are the best ways and the best odds to be successful. So let's go back to, again, last week real quick. Last week, I probably made the greatest alert that I've made in 2025 so far. For those who do not know, I've been running a small account challenge where I am trading a small account. I started with $5,000 and I've now again been able to grow it up towards $11,400. Yes, we have been able to make over a 100% increase on our small account so far. Now, the big trade that I made last week was right here over on CEP. Now, CEP, for anyone who does not realize that, anyone who does not know, let me scroll on back here. This is the press release, and I'm going to bring you guys right over here, StockTwits. April 23rd. What do we have? April 23rd, 2025 at 9:42 a.m. It says CEP. CEP Soft Group, Jack Mathers, 21, and Bitcoin native company through a business combination with Cantor Equity Partners. So we had a press release yesterday, as you guys know, or not yesterday, last week, where you guys know I'm all about press releases. That's what it all comes on down to, my entire strategy. I saw that last week that there was this company forming essentially another micro strategy. Let me again take you back real quick just to make sure you guys understand this. We have Tether, SoftBank Group, and Jack Mallers. They are all forming one company. 3 companies forming into one. And what they are doing right here is they are making it a Bitcoin native company. Now, what that essentially means is what they are going to do is they are forming their company and they're taking all of their profits and they are investing those profits into Bitcoin. So who else does this? Who else does this, guys? Well, MicroStrategy does this. Doesn't MSTR do this? Where they take all of their profits and they put it over into Bitcoin. Now, MicroStrategy doesn't move off of earnings reports or off of partnerships or off of revenues. It's weird. It just moves off Bitcoin. Because we know Michael Saylor, he just takes all the money that MicroStrategy makes and just puts it into Bitcoin. So the way that investors perceive MSTR is just another way to be able to trade Bitcoin without essentially buying Bitcoin, right? Then, of course, last week, or excuse me, earlier this month, we saw JNVR. Does anyone remember this? JNVR right here, guys. We can take a step back, go over towards this play. 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, JNVR came on out with a massive press release where they stated, we are going to take MicroStrategy's strategy. We are only going to do Solana. JNVR, it is now going to be a business that we take all of our profits and all we do is put it into Solana. So if you want to invest in a Solana, but you don't want to get involved in crypto wallets, you don't want to get involved with these crazy, crazy crypto coins and markets, you can buy JNVR and it's going to follow Solana. Let's go back and we can be able to take a look at it right here. We could see JNVR, let me see the exact press release where it comes on down towards. Crypto, here, this is where it all started, right? Monday, April 7th, where it says crypto industry leaders acquire the majority ownership of JNVR. So again, crypto ownership leaders talk about, again, acquiring ownership of JNVR. And when it acquires this ownership of JNVR, what does this say right here? I believe it says that we have crypto orders ownership going to JNVR. And what they're talking about is they are only going to be getting Solana. They are going to be staking Solana, staking Solana. And you guys can see through this the amount of Solana press releases that come on up here. We have new JNVR team raises $42 million. They are going to be, again, putting that over into Solana. We have JNVR purchases $4.6 million of Solana, approximately purchase another $5 million of Solana. You guys can see a purchase is another $10.5 million of Solana. Now, with that being stated, what happened with JNVR? JNVR went from $5 and shot all the way up towards $80. That is absolutely insane. That is absolutely wild to be thinking about. Look how big this spike is. Look how big this crazy rip and run is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, stick with me here for a second. If we see that MSTR, MicroStrategy, went on a massive climb, now we see JNVR go to this massive climb, and now all of a sudden this is becoming a trend. Now all of a sudden people are saying to themselves, hey guys, it seems like, again, the new way to invest. Instead of going out and buying a crypto wallet and putting your money into this and that and you not having a full understanding, it seems like companies are doing these very risky, high leverage strategies where all they're doing is taking all their money and putting it into a cryptocurrency. Now, I thought about MSTR, and then I thought about JNVR, and then all of a sudden I see CEP do the same exact thing. Guys, that's why I learned, that's why I jumped on this play. So if we head back on over here, what do we have? We can see, let me bring this back on over from StockTwits on last week, and we have CEP. That was, again, back on April 23rd. Then, going back right here, from there, you guys could see CEP. That was a play up over $1,500 at this time, holding overnight as of now. I like this play too much to let it go. I jumped in at the price of $13.18. CEP continued to move itself on up after being in at $1,500. Shortly after, $2,100. Shortly after, CEP continues to keep on going, channeling up another $900 today. Again, guys, I'm in at this green line. This green line, $13. Stock continues to push. Stock continues to go up even higher and higher and higher. CEP, $2,100. CEP going explosive. Why is it going explosive? Now, again, we've gone from $10 to $24. CEP, now I'm up over 100% on the small account. CEP, we ain't stopping. Go all the way up to $33. CEP, continuing to rip and run up to $32. Guys, everything I do right here, right? I'm trying to, again, make sure every single person is aware. Every single person is ready to rock and roll. And of course, we ended CEP. We were good to go. And CEP went absolutely crazy. Now, CEP traders, this is what I want you guys to start thinking about. How, again, news is going to react to, again, traders' minds. When you think about, okay, we had this happen. Now, again, it has the same exact, result over on this play. If we see it happen again, let's go ahead and pull the trigger. So this is, again, part of psychology that I want you guys to understand about. Why do stocks move? Stocks move because people buy them. Why do stocks drop off? Because people sell them. When there is credibility behind a play, people will move into that play. When there's not credibility, people will get out of the play. When there's news to get out, it's time to run. And when there's news to jump in, it's time to be able to make money. So as you guys know, as of now, what are we looking for? We know the best play of today is PRTG. But if we are just looking at, okay, is there anything else we need to be fully aware of? The answer is no. Now, this is great news because as we know, we are going to be having some brand new hot press releases coming out at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock this morning. 8 o'clock, 8:30. Those are the next two big times that hot news is going to come on out. We will be prepared. We will be ready. We will be all set, ready to make this money. As you guys do or do not know, the way that the scanner works, very simple, very easy, and absolutely incredible. There are hot keywords that we look at every single day. The best keywords that you could be able to find are going to be the word like demonstrates, treatment, endpoints, having successful primary endpoints, Phase 3 positive top-line data. These are, again, amazing press releases. When we have these low-float biopharmaceutical drug results, those are the ones that go on the massive rip. Just like PRTG today came on out with, again, a great press release, right? Talking about preclinical results. But the easiest thing is to be able to have everything highlighted for us. Easy, bolded out, receives approval, has an agreement for treatment, receives approval, was awarded $103 million. These are plays that go on a spikes. So at 8 o'clock, we are going to be watching this news scanner. And at 8 o'clock, we're going to be looking for anything that has a lower float, which I've already set, lower floats, that have 3-star words that are going to be able to lead towards big-time breakouts. Now, if you think about it, if we pull the trigger right when this news comes on out, we are going to be at the very bottom. We are going to be at the very bottom of the breakout that is going to be soon pursuing, right? Easiest way to be able to think about this is imagine if you are awake this morning at 6 o'clock when PRTG came on out. PRTG came on out at the time of 6 o'clock. Let's scroll on back. Let's see again what time where PRTG was at the time of 6 o'clock. PRTG was at the price of $8.60 this morning at the price at the time of 6 o'clock. Then again, $10, $11, $12, $13, $14, all the way up to $15. Imagine you have a 5,000, not 5,000 shares. Imagine you have 1,000 shares and the stock goes on a $5 rip and run. That's $5,000 in profit you have made from the time of 6 o'clock all the way towards the time of 6:15. Imagine working 15 minutes of your life, 15 minutes of your life, and you guys end up making $5,000. Hey, that's what stock trading is all about. Stock trading is not about having 17 different monitors set on up. Stock trading is not about sitting here and again taking random pictures about your account and saying, oh, I'm doing this random prop from now. Oh, I've been sitting here for the last 12 hours. Oh, I don't want to sit in front of a computer for the next 12 hours. I want to sit in front of a computer for 15 minutes and then I want to go out and be able to enjoy my day. I want to go for a run. I want to go golfing. I want to spend time with my fiance. I want to spend time with my future kid that I don't have at this moment. That's why he's a future kid. So the thing is, I want to make sure that you guys completely understand that. Now, let's actually go back towards, again, PRTG at this moment. PRTG, what we have, as you guys can see, is we do have old resistance, now holding up as new support. Notice, where is PRTG bouncing off of? PRTG broke through the downtrend. Now it's bouncing off the downtrend. Now it's bouncing off the downtrend. We are not having that explosive move just yet. We aren't. We haven't. But at the same time, guys, when we're taking a look over on PRTG, we definitely want to make sure that we are aware of what could be coming on up, right? Right now, everyone's good. I always think about it as we could stick our hands in the air. We don't need to, again, jump in on any sort of play at this moment. We like PRTG. We don't love PRTG. We want PRTG to get a little bit more active. But just like you, just like myself, I want a trade. I want to get involved in something. So in the next 8 minutes, what do you think is going to be happening? In the next 8 minutes, we are going to be seeing brand new press releases. Now, as these brand new press releases come on out, we can be able to jump in on them right away. Now, of course, how do we jump in on them right away? Let me bring over, my light speed here. So again, how we jump in on plays in pre-market. I'm going to walk you through this step by step because we got about 8 minutes to kill. Very easy, very simple. So what I want you guys to do at this time, you guys could see PRTG. Let's just say I want to get involved with, let's just make it easy, 5 shares, right? Let's keep it a very small right here. You are saying to yourself, all right, Deck, at 8 o'clock, I'm expecting PRTG to go on a rip and run. It won't, but I'm just using that as an example. So again, Deck, at 8 o'clock, I think PRTG is going to go on a very big spike, very big rip, very big run. How can I trade it in pre-market before the stock market even opens? Well, as you guys can see, here's my position box and here's my order box. If I, again, just randomly, just try to buy in on a play, PRTG, let me go ahead and buy in on this play. Nothing works, right? Notice how, again, buy, it's not working, right? Obviously, it won't. The stock market's not open. So how do I get involved? Well, I need to actually switch this market into ARCA. All right, kind of mix those two words there for a second. So you have to switch market into ARCA. Now, if you do not have ARCA, look for EXT. EXT would stand for extended trading hours, which means you can trade from 4 in the morning all the way until 8 o'clock at night. So PRTG right here, we have ARCA, and that is now going to allow us to go ahead and place trades. But you have to change market. Remember, the market's not open. You have to go over to limit order. So now what this is going to allow us to do is, again, if I want to get involved in PRTG, and let's say, again, I say to myself, Deck, where is PRTG going to move in on? Well, let's go ahead and throw our VWAP indicator out there. Let's go over to add. Let's put VWAP indicator, very popular indicator. All right, maybe a possible short at $13. Okay, I thought it was going to be lower there for a second. Well, Deck, maybe we can get involved back at like that 1240 mark. 1240 could be a nice little dip buy off, again, that off that trend line. Okay, beautiful. So if that's your idea, if that's your plan, you type in 1240. 5 shares. Guess what happens? Click buy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. All of a sudden, I have an order. I have an order all set. I have a live order set to get filled whenever the bids fall on down to 1240, right? Now, if I get filled on this, now, again, I'm going to be in a live trade. Now, I don't want to get filled at this exact moment because now you guys can at least see the basics on how to be able to get filled. Now, there's a very big problem that's about to arise, though, for all new traders. What's going to happen, for anyone who does not know, is you are about to get yourself into a serious situation, okay? And what that is this. You are going to watch the news with me. Stock A is going to come on out. No big news. Stock B going to come on out. No big news. All of a sudden, stock C comes on out, and there is big news. Oh, boy. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of hot news right here on stock C. And all of a sudden, guess what starts happening? Stock C starts spiking and starts ripping and starts running and starts popping and climbing. And you're now putting in limit orders. But what do you guys know about limit orders? Limit orders are only filled if the stock comes down to your price and hits it. Well, if we are coming out with great news, guess what? The stock's not going to come down. If the stock comes out with great news, it's most likely only going up. So again, what do we want to understand here? What we want to understand is we need to do something that I like to call a strategy that I developed called jumping the ask. Now, what do I mean by jumping the ask? Well, you have to be a master of the level 2. The level 2 right here is going to be the bids on the left side. And the bids is a very easy way to say the buyers. And you have on the right side, the ask. And the ask is a very simple, easy way to say the sellers, or AKA the shorters. Basically, the people on the left want the stock market to go on up. The people on the right want the stock to go on down, right? Shorters on the right, buyers on the left. Now, when it comes on down to understanding the level 2, you must realize these are orders that you can now take. For instance, if PRTG comes out with news right at this moment, what do you think is going to happen? Someone's going to buy the 1286. Someone's going to buy the 1295. Someone's going to buy the 1306. Someone's going to buy the 1310. That's why the stock starts going on a very big rip and run. So what I like to do to get filled almost instantly on these plays is I, again, jump the ask. It's basically like tricking the system. Now, what do I mean by tricking the system? Is if I put an order at 1240, guess what? I have a pending order right now at 1240. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get filled at 1240 if hot news comes on out. The only way I'm going to get filled is if I take someone's ask. Now, I'm okay doing that because if a stock comes out with great news, the stock is going to go up even higher. So what you want to do is actually jump the ask because there's going to be so much competition to try to get in at $12.94 or $13. So what you honestly can do is just put an order in at $13.10. Now, guess what? You will not be filled at $13.10. You could put an order at $13.20, $13.30 and click buy. And you know what the level 2 is going to do? It's going to fill you at whatever is the best current asking price. People don't know this. People think if they put an order at $13.10, they're getting filled at $13.10. No. You put the order in and the system goes, wait a minute, this guy's buying, he's putting in $13.10, but there's a better order at $12.94. Let's just fill him there. So if you, again, are saying, hey, hot news comes on out, I need to essentially market order in. Well, we can't market order in, but a market order is just getting in right away. How do we get in right away? We are, again, jumping the ask. The level 2 thinks, okay, they don't really want to get filled that high. Let's give them the best current order. That's going to put us in at $12.93. Do you guys want to see an example? Sure, I'll waste my money so you guys don't have to. Okay, so what we have here, it's only 5 shares. But again, let's imagine this, guys. PRTG just comes on out with news. It's at $12.88 right now. And I say, uh-oh, I want to get filled right away. Let me get filled $13 just so I don't miss out on this play. And I click buy. And guys, look at this. I'm now in on this play. I'm now in on PRTG. Whoa, Deck, you're in on PRTG right now. You put in an order at $13, but where did I get filled? Again, I got filled at $12.88. Now, again, the stock starts crashing. Guess what, guys? Stock starts crashing. Oh, it's going to crash. It's going to crash. Guys, let me get out 1280. I type in 1280. Now it's down to 1270. I type at 1270. It's down to 1260. I type in 1260. It's now down to 1240. Just get out right away. Now, again, jump the bids to get out. So I got 5. Again, I put in 1260. I think it's going to crash right here. You don't get out at 1260. You get out at the best current bid price. I click sell right here. Bada boom. I'm out, and I'm out at 1285. Does that make sense, everyone? So again, if you were ever sitting here and saying, wondering and saying, man, Deck's got this whole entire thing planned on out. Deck's playing the stock market like a fiddle right now. Deck's, again, walking it like a yo-yo at this time. We see the hottest news. We have lowest floats. We have hottest credible keywords. We are only trading for a few minutes every single day. We are, again, getting in on the best plays before everyone else because everyone else is wasting their time sleeping. Then, of course, we're jumping the ass. We're getting filled. Money's flowing on in. When we're getting ready to get out, we jump the bid, get out right away, take our money, and we're sitting there feeling like happy campers. Then we, again, run off into the sunlight, baby. You, me, in a convertible, running some red lights with our shirts off again, going down the PCH. Are you kidding me? Ladies and gentlemen. All right, so now, guys, we do have the news coming on out here, though. News comes on out in about 10 seconds. Now, what's the worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going to buy in and end up taking a loss, okay? So that would be the worst thing that could happen. But obviously, it always can happen, right? I obviously can always jump on in and, a stock does not spike the way I want it to. But let's just, again, get ready to do this. We could get a possible trade coming up momentarily. So 8 o'clock is now here. 8 o'clock is here. Everyone be ready to rock and roll. Let's again see what we can do, and let's see again what stocks could possibly break on out, right around this 8 o'clock time. So we should be seeing news come on through at 8 o'clock right now, and here comes some news. Let's see if we get any sort of big hot, breakouts. Let's see if we get any sort of big hot volume. HURA, guys, we have HURA. We also have the word positive FDA response on ELAB. ELAB came out with news last week, and it actually spiked and dumped, came crashing all the way back on down. DURG, drug, came out with phase 2 studies. Again, I'm looking for news, and I'm looking to see which ones are getting hype. None of these plays are getting hype. Notice I also have a lot of red X's. I don't like when I see the word potential, so I kind of put red X's there. I don't like when I see the word meeting. I don't really like that either. So again, I always look for, again, my favorite ones, positive news, like ELAB, type in ELAB, but if there's no hype, it's not even worth my time. But it's still a positive FDA response. I believe they came out with this news last week. I think, again, if I go back to a 10-minute time frame, wasn't ELAB this? I knew it did. This was last Thursday. Came out the same press release. Big spike, big dump. Stay away from ELAB, guys. I think it's more dangerous than solid. We do have MYNZ, just an earnings report. We don't need that right now. Okay. Phase 2. Okay, we're all set right here. All right, we're all caught up. No big breakouts right now. Again, you can see PRTG is still the number one play. PRTG still also, guys, take a little pop quiz right here. You guys take a look over on this play. What do we have? We do have a nice bull flag setup. Bull flag setup, bull flag pattern, bull flag idea right here. Let's see if this is going to get tighter and tighter and tighter, possibly squeeze and get that nice move and get that nice rip in the future. We do have a big bull flag pattern. We'll keep our eyes peeled over on that one. So far, no 8 o'clock news, though, we need. And that's fine. That's fine. Guys, we know everything's going to be all set. Guys, look at this. NMAX. NMAX right here. This was a new, I remember this thing went crazy when this first IPO'd. Newsmax is like a CNN, like a Fox News, like an MSNBC. Just says Newmax signs deal in Israel and Armenia. So could that start getting a little bit of hype? But again, we have it all set. If we start seeing buying volume move on in, we're all set, ready to rock and roll. So it's not always I just see a hot press release and I jump on in. I make sure other people get excited. I may, like, if we see like one green candle, okay, then I jump in because I see other people are buying it. Now again, it might catch the hype. But I'm never again just jumping in on a random low float stock. I'm never just jumping in on a stock that has bad news. I'm again looking for the best news. Now, Deck, what's the best news? Best news is going to be news like this. Okay, you guys ready? Best news would be we have positive endpoints on our, cancer studies. We have cancer studies that have reached positive endpoints. We have positive top-of-line data that shows that our treatment has positive drug trials, like something like that. That's what we're looking for. So THAR, weaponized fentanyl and other hypotheses following positive FDA feedback. So THAR just came out with a press release. Is this going to get any sort of hype? Notice again, THAR. Let's see if this one starts getting some buying volume. Guys, THAR, buyers are starting to move into this play a little bit. Why? It does have a gold press release, FDA response, talking about the word positive. Notice again, THAR right now, guys, just came out with a hot press release. THAR, now again, buying volume's moving into it. So THAR, we see the press release right here. Stock just came on out a few moments ago. Now the stock just went from 130 to 140 to 160 to 170. Now again, buyers are starting to get into these plays. Regardless, if you are not even pulling the trigger, if you're not in on this play, it's okay. Again, I'm not in on this play right now, but what I want you to be, or what I want you to see out of the show, what I want you to see at this moment, what I want you guys to be able to see from waking up early is I want you to be rewarded. I want your eyes to open. I want you to be able to see a brand new way of trading that maybe you have never seen before. Because I know so many of you guys wake on up and you say, oh man, PRTG is the #1 top gainer. I wish I saw it, right? Yeah, but if you were awake, you could have. Right? GLMD right now. GLMD going from 160 up to $3 over on GLMD. What just came on out? This might be a little bit of a bigger float play. Maybe why I'm not seeing it right here at this moment. But what's going on with GLMD at this time? 4 minutes ago, GLMD, what does it say? GLMD signed a term sheet for development of novel sigma-2 formulation. So this is not, any sort of like normal keyword. Signed a term sheet for development of novel similitude sublimation. And again, GLMD is getting some hype at this moment. It says the priority form orally allows peptides such as GLP-1. We today announced that signed a binding term sheet with Autonomous for a licensing agreement. So it is having a licensing agreement. Agreement is a key word. Usually, again, when we put the word licensing agreement, it usually is in the headline right there. What is, again, GLMD's float, though? What is GLMD's float at this time? Is this a lower float play or is this a larger float? GLMD, I want to take a look real quick. Going over to Yahoo Finance, scroll on down to statistics. Scroll on down right here. Float, 2 million. So So again, 2 million in float over on GLMD, getting some hype, getting some momentum, getting some action, getting some rip. Actually, it's right here on Fox Runner. So again, GLMD actually did come on out. Again, the word agreement was kind of underneath, but you can actually see GLMD still on the news scanner, of course, right here. 1-star word does have the word signed. So again, what is it signing? Is it signing a contract? Is it signing an agreement? So again, GLMD is the best player right now. Stock did go on a breakout, 150 up towards again $2, and up to 250, up to 278. Let's just play the what if game. What if you guys have, again, a $1,600 account? Does anyone have $1,600 in their account? What if you jump in with 1,000 shares? If you jumped in with 1,000 shares so far and a stock gone from $1.60 to $2.60, you have just made $1,000. Now the stock's gone from $2.60 to now up towards, again, $3. That's, again, almost $2,000. That's another $400. So that's, again, $1,400 in profit so far. You would be up almost 100% on your account. Right now, you can see GLMD is up 93% as now it's starting to go and rip in a run. So that is what is so crucial. That is what you guys need to understand right here. So GLMD, traders, it's starting to spike. Now, again, a lot of you guys might be saying, all right, Deck, should I pull the trigger at $3? What am I going to say to you? Should you pull the trigger at $3? No! Are you kidding me? That's an awful idea. Now, you might say, Deck, you're confusing the fuck out of me. How is that, again, an awful idea? Because you guys got to look more into this. Now, what do I mean by look more into this? Look at the daily chart. Guys, we are about to run into a wall. Team, take a look over on, again, right here. GLMD, again, went on a big-time spike, hit the 200-day moving average, got very hard rejection. We are about to hit into that wall. So, again, if this wall wasn't here, absolutely. But, again, why do I always have two charts up? I have, again, a minute chart so I can see the most detail. And then I also am, again, going to always be able to have the daily chart up. Daily chart so I could see where strong resistance lines are at. So I could see the 200-day moving average, how that's strong resistance. So I could see how we have all these old spiking highs right around 350, 350, 350, 350. Look at this. Bounce play off 350. If GLMD breaks through this 200-day moving average up near around 324, 350 is going to be the target. But let me ask you guys a question right here. Why? How? How is it possible that, again, Deck sees that GLMD just spiked on up towards 330 and then we got a big pullback? And now, again, we spike all the way back up towards around 320, and we're starting to have a big pullback. How, again, do we know this? Because we just take a look over on GLMD and we take a look at the resistance lines. Resistance lines show us that that's going to be trouble. Now, obviously, it can break through it. It can keep on going. It can keep on spiking. But at the same time, you have to be aware of where there's going to be trouble. Didn't I talk about in the beginning of the show, it's all about, again, placing the odds in your favor? Didn't I talk about the very beginning of the show that we don't want to have 50-50s? So how do we get rid of 50-50s? How, instead of me just randomly buying and hoping for the best, that I'm actually going to be able to make money in the market? Number one, we look for low float stocks. Those are going to be the most active. Those are going to be the most volatile. Number two, we look for hot, credible news. Hot, credible news is what brings in buying volume. If we can find low float stocks and find hot, credible news quick enough, we are going to be able to make a lot of money. Number three, we again are willing to jump in on a play. When we jump into a stock, when we have confidence, when we are willing to jump in, we can be able to make money. Sure, some plays we will miss. There's going to be plays that are going to be too fast and too quick, and that happens. But there's also plays that, again, go on 100, 200, 400% spikes that you are going to be one of the first people in on it. But then also, again, number four, you guys also have to realize, guess what? If you are late to the play, short it, reverse it, go ahead and bet against the company. Well, how do I know it's too late to the play? Look at old areas of resistance. Where is there going to be trouble, right? So you can see how GLMD, why is it turning right now? Because it just came up to the 200-day moving average and now it's starting to fade and fall, okay? So I'm going to be straight up with you guys right here. I'm going to be very honest with you guys at this moment. When we're taking a look at all of these plays, there is a lot to be able to factor in. Is the news good? Is there volume? Is there low float? How should I pull the trigger? Should I get in? There's a lot that we have to be able to figure out. Now, again, right when we do, right after we find the hot news, after we find the low float, after we find that good credible news, we also have to be able to look at the chart. We have to look at the daily chart, the weekly chart, and say, how much room do we have to run? Because if we have good news and a low float and big volume, the stock's going to move. But it's how high can it go before it has trouble? So these are all things you need to be thinking about. And if you're a brand new trader right here, I hope already, as I said earlier, you're basically saying, wow, okay, this is a strategy. I talked about this last week, but again, there are many different strategies to be able to trade in the stock market, to be able to invest. You guys can long-term invest. Nice, safe, but very slow. You guys can go ahead and swing trade. Deck, I can't be here in pre-market. I can't be here during the day. I can't be here in the afternoon. All I want to do is buy right before the stock market closes, hold overnight, and sell it before I go to work. You can do that. Very high risk, but you can do it. You could also, again, do press releases, low floats, what I love to do. You can go ahead and look to short, be able to find stocks from these press releases and say, Dek, I'm always late to these plays. I'm just going to bet against them. I absolutely love shorting. You could trade options. Options, a lot of people like to trade options. Personally, I hate options. I think options are the worst way to trade. But again, that's my personal opinion. Again, what I want you guys to realize, oh, we got earnings reports. Oh, we got Forex. Oh, we got crypto. Oh, we got day trading. Oh, we got dip buying. There are so many different ways to make money in the stock market. If one way has not been working for you, and again, think about this right now. Think about right now at this moment, how long have you been trading? All right? And be serious for a moment. Take a moment and say, how long have I been trading? Oh, I've been trading for 6 months. I've been trading for 1 year. Oh, I've been trying to do this for the last 3 years. Are you where you want to be? Are you sitting at the area that you want? Are you saying to yourself, Dek, I'm a full-time trader. This does not apply to me. I'm, again, making more money than I could ever imagine. I hope that is you. But I'm going to say for the majority of people, especially people who have never seen me before, or never watched this before, or again, are brand new, you might be saying to yourself, Dek, I've been trading for the last 8 months, 10 months, 2 years, and I feel like I'm stuck in the same exact place. I feel like I'm just, again, the wheels are spinning. Well, then why are you sticking with the same strategy? Why are you doing the same exact thing that you've been doing for the last 2 years that isn't working? Why are you, again, continuously doing that? Well, I don't know. I think like that's what everyone does on social media that I follow. Oh, I saw some random 16-year-old he was standing on a Lamborghini, and I love Lamborghinis. Okay, it's like, guys, there are so many different ways to trade. Find the niche that you are the most passionate about. Find the niche that you have the most clarity about. It's like, as I said earlier, it's like you can't say you're bad at sports. If you say you're bad at sports, I can find something that you're probably genetically gifted in for sports. If that's cricket, if that's volleyball, if that's swimming, if that's bike, if that's track, if that's, basketball, if that's football, if that's baseball, if that's high jump, if that's, whatever. There are a million sports out there, just like there's a million ways to trade stocks. You could be able to find the way that you're like, hey, I'm really interested in this. Hey, I am, again, have a natural little knack at this. What's my natural little knack? My natural little knack is waking up early, getting excited, finding hot, low flow press releases, making that money and ending my day before the market even opens. That's what I love. Get me fired on up here. That's what I love. Some people love options. Some people love shorting. Some people like swing trading. Some people like earnings. Some people like Forex. Find your niche. But again, if it's the niche that I'm teaching you right now, again, you can perfect it. Because I'm telling you right now, this is what I've been doing for the last 10 years of my life. And I love it. And every single day I wake up more excited and more fired on up here, day in and day out. So let's keep this party going here, traders. Because right now it's 8:12 in the market. Of course, seeing these hot rips, hot runs, we know again GLMD came out with news. We know again PRTG came out with news. We know again these stocks are getting some hype. So we want to continue to stay alert, continue to stay ready, and make sure that we are all set, ready to rock and roll, of course, whatever else coming up next. Little heads on up, because again, people always ask, just for my scanners here. My scanners, my broker at this time is Lightspeed. That is the broker that I'm using at this moment. The charting right here, this is Trade Ideas. So Trade Ideas is what I'm using over on these charts. And then on top of that, the new scanner is Fox Runner. So again, how I find every single news. And I will say each one of these scanners are extremely important. Number one, why is it important to me? Because so many people always ask me every single day. They say, Dek, what do I need this? 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 And the answer is keep your stock trading simple. I have 2, sometimes 3 monitors. You don't need any more than 3 monitors. One, I have, of course, the Tradecaster chat room where I, again, live stream every single day. So I have A, my live stream every day. B, on the other one, my broker. And C, all, again, my research on different internet tabs. So, again, I have 3 different monitors all set on up. Other than that, for scanners, number 1, I have Fox Runner. If I did not have Fox Runner, I could not do what I do. If you do not have Fox Runner, you cannot do what I do. You just can't. There's no way to do it. Because again, this gives us all of the insider information. What's Nancy Pelosi buying? What's all the best filings? What's all the best press releases? What stocks are coming out with hot news? Giving us all of this information. If I did not have this, I would not be able to do what I do. Also, same exact thing with Trade Ideas. If I did not have an up gapper, down gapper, charting that I like, I would not be able to do what I do. If I did not have a broker that could get me in pre-market and get me in after hours in a quick manner, I could not do what I want to do. Those are the 3 things you need. Fox Runner, Trade Ideas, and a good broker that can get you involved in pre-market. That's it. You don't need, again, some crazy other stuff. Just have those 3 things and you'll be all set, ready to go ahead and start trading every single morning. Now, again, what's the greatest thing about trading in the morning here? One of the greatest things is, hey, guess what? Even if you do have a full-time job, you could be done already. 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30. That's the time hot news comes on out. If you are saying, yeah, I got to get to my job by 9 a.m., 9:30. Okay, you can trade, make again $200 and you'll be all set. This is one of my favorite things to do. For anyone who was over in chat with me over on Friday, let's see here. Over on Friday, I was able to make about a $300 profit, right? So again, I was able to get my small account up even higher. And I don't know if I posted the P&L from here. I don't think I did here. But we were able to make about a $300 profit. Now, I know $300 is not a crazy amount of money, but it's all about perspective. It's all about, again, allowing these gains to add on up. Let's say hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, you make $55,000 at your normal 9-to-5 job. Okay? $55,000. Not a bad salary, right? That's, right in the middle, kind of like you want to get above 50K. Obviously, more is always better when it comes down to salary. But at the same time, we want to be able to say, well, how can we increase this? Well, Dek, I have to get to my job every day by 9 a.m. Okay, cool. So I have to leave by around 8:30. Okay, cool. So you have the 7 a.m. press release, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and maybe the 8:30, and then you can head on out to work. What if you just trade for the first 90 minutes of pre-market right there? And on average, let's not even say anything crazy. On average, you make $190 a day. Now, that means, again, some days you make 500, some days you lose 200, some days you make 1,000, some days you lose 300. We're just kind of saying on average. If you broke it on down, it'd be $190 a day. Well, how many days are in the market? What we have right here is 251 days in the market. 251 days in the market. That's $47,000. If you, again, wake up and on average, again, not just you make 190 every day, you lose some days, you win more some days. Guess what? That's an extra $47,000. Well, what did we say before? Weren't you guys making 50 grand at your other job? So your salary just jumped on up to $102,000. How crazy is that? Because you wake up an hour early, your salary just jumped up another almost 50%. Because again, you took some time, you trade. Oh, Dek, hey, guess what? I jumped in on GLMD this morning. Oh, Dek, yeah, I was awake. I actually saw PRTG go on a nice rip and run this morning. Whatever it could be. Guys, so that's what I want you guys to truly understand. That's what I want you guys to truly gauge. That's how I want you guys to start, thinking about the markets, right? Every single day, thinking about the markets and being able to say to yourself, oh, wow, we get some great spikes. We get some great rips. We get some great runs from a lot of these hot plays, right? Now, Dek, let me ask you this question. What if we don't have any hot press releases on the day? Then what do we do? That's a great question. Great question. If we don't have any hot press releases on the day, if we don't have any low floats on the day, if we don't have anything that's looking good in pre-market, where do we go? What's the answer here? The answer is you go back to previous top gainers. So remember, I always think about this whole entire game of stock trading as psychology. You go back to previous top gainers, and previous top gainers are going to give you the answer. If you think about it in a more psychological aspect, right? I've already said stocks go up because people buy them. Stocks go down because people sell them. When we wake up in the morning and every single person is asking themselves, what's the best play? What's the best play? What's the best play? And you got to think about, again, hundreds of thousands of millions of people almost acting like minions saying, what's the best play? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And there's no, again, food given out there. There's no, again, GLMD. There's no PRTG. There's no 100, 200% spiker. What does everyone do? Everyone's going to say, well, let's go back to Friday's top gainer. Yeah, Friday's top gainer. That was a good one. Let me go ahead and buy there. And if those, hey, let's go back to Thursday's top gainers. Every day, people are going to wake up hungry. Every day, people are going to wake up wanting to make money. Every day, people are going to wake up wanting to be able to get some sort of profit in one way or another. So the thing is, if we can go ahead and be able to figure out where is that, what I call the mob, that group of people are going to be going, that's where, of course, we're going to be able to make the most money. Obviously, it's about hot news and low floats. But if there is none, we look for previous top gainers. On Friday, we did not have much news. On Friday, we did not have much hype. So I actually went over to one previous top gainer where I expected buying volume was going to move in. Let me show you guys what I meant right here. So again, on Friday, which yesterday's stock market, we had UPXI. UPXI, this is how I made my money over on Friday. $300 on the small account. Stock went from $2, ripped up to $21. Then started fading and falling. And then, of course, we started seeing a little bouncing. And on Thursday, I had a nice rip from $10 up to $14. And then on Friday, I woke on up. I didn't see any sort of news. And I said, hey, UPXI was pretty hot yesterday. UPXI was a pretty hot stock last week. UPXI is a stock that a lot of traders are getting themselves ready for. And UPXI went on a nice little explosive move, right? That's really what it just comes on down to. Being able to understand, hey, a lot of these plays, a lot of these rips, a lot of these runs, it just comes down to previous top gainers. So if we wake up to here this morning, UPXI, this stock at this moment, still would be something I'm looking at. Notice how UPXI goes on this absolutely incredible rip, absolutely incredible run. We were able to jump in on UPXI last right here at around $14. So my entry on Friday was around $14.03 as UPXI went on this absolutely beautiful spike and rip and run. I noticed there was no news. I was looking for, again, where a trader's going to go to. 930 came on up. UPXI was a stock that I was looking at, and everyone started running back on over towards this play. All right? So I could even, again, show you guys, as always, obviously, for anyone who does not know, I live stream all my trades every single day over on tradecaster.com. If you guys want to be able to watch me live stream every single day, you guys can, of course, go ahead and check this on out. But again, same exact thing. If you guys take a look, if you guys follow me on StockTwits or Twitter, not only am I doing it over on Tradecaster, but I'm trying to give you guys little hints and gems over on Twitter and StockTwits and all these great places, where I even have right here, UPXI, favorite place so far, if it can hold $15. UPXI, now up $300 in profit. These are early. These are at the times of 930, 936. Seeing again, UPXI, 930. Now again, spiking, ripping, and running. Let's just go back to a 1 minute time frame on where I'm telling you guys, these are my favorite plays. These are stocks you like and you want to be aware of. So I'm trying to truly just give you all the secrets here, right? Seeing these big time breakouts, seeing these big time moves before we get these rips and runs. Sure, guys, you know what's very simple in my position? It's very simple in my position to be able to say, oh, look at that big time top gainer. You guys should have bought it. It's very different to say, hey, we put out alerts before the big time breakouts. We're jumping in on these plays, putting our money where our mouth is before the big time breakouts, before the big time spikes, so that you guys can benefit from it, so that you guys can see it. Right? That's what I want. It's easy to, again, call plays after they already move. Hey, guys, we probably should have bought in 2008. Right? It's like, sure, great job. Oh, hey, guys, I should have bought Bitcoin back in 2016. Yeah, cool. Great. I can buy a history book as well. But what's happening next? That's obviously, again, the big question. And how can we see it? And the thing, as I said here before, there is no absolutely perfect way to be able to predict the future. Right? There is no perfect way to predict the future. But what I want you guys to start doing every single day is, of course, this. Number one, wake up. Wake up. 7 a.m. is, again, the first tee time. All right? I'm a big golf fan. That's the tee time that we're heading on off. 7 a.m. is going to be the first press release wave, followed by 7:30, followed by 8 o'clock, followed by 8:30, followed by 9 a.m. These are the hot press release times. These are the plays that, again, people get excited about. These are, again, the mega hit times. So we do have another one coming up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Sure, sometimes we see things a little bit before that. Sometimes we see things at 6 a.m., such as PRTG. But again, the majority of them will hit one of these hot press release waves. Okay? Then after that, we only, again, are looking for low float stocks. If it's not a low float, aka 25 million and under, the odds are it will not spike. Odds are we are going to have to look for a hot keyword. Hot keywords, as we know, traders, will be highlighted for us over on Fox Runner. I personally like to make all my hot keywords, I like the best in gold. So again, positive with a smiley face, I put it in gold. Breakthrough data, I put it in gold. Groundbreaking, I put it in gold. Successful top line results, I put it in gold. My gold press releases are my favorite press releases. The ones I put in red, I kind of stay away from. So again, you can customize it any way you guys want, adding whatever you guys want, changing the colors. So again, we have our hot keywords. Pick your favorite colors, pick your favorite, words, have them highlighted for you so you never miss a beat. Then after that, we are going to be looking for, again, do the hot press releases have volume? After they have volume, we again want to be able to pull the trigger, right? So again, number one thing here is have confidence. Have confidence to pull the trigger. Now, remember, I have already taught you how to be able to buy in on these plays. Now, how do we buy in? We, again, are going to jump the ask. Jump the ask to get in. Jump the bid to get out. And since we are in first, we have all reward, very little risk. When we get in on PRTG, when the hot press release comes on out, we are in at $9, where we always are going to have reward, but we have very little risk and we have maximum reward. When we see GLMD at the time of 8 o'clock, we pull the trigger at $2 here, right? That's the whole idea. We pull the trigger at $2. Now, guys, if I pull the trigger at $2 over on GLMD because I saw the press release come on out, guess what? How is my risk and reward situation? Well, guys, what's my risk? My risk is, yes, if I jump in on this play, I could be able to lose this right here. Absolutely. But at the same time, guess what? I can be able to win this. And that's where, again, it comes down to consistency, profitability. That's where I can be able to make all this money, right? I want to make this a little bit bigger here. Look how much reward this is. That's all reward. Sure, there's always going to be risk. Absolutely. But at the same time, it's very little. This is what I'm talking about before, when we go all the way back to the very beginning of the show, where I said, again, at the very start, at the very beginning, where I said, sure, if you want to think about stock trading as 100% a gamble, there will never be 100%. But we are never going to trade 50-50s. We are going to trade it when it's 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, 90-10. That's what I want. That's what I want to see you guys at. All right? So, hey, let's see what we get. Guys, little sign out. If you guys are enjoying this information that I'm giving you, if you guys are enjoying these gems that I'm dropping, if you guys are enjoying the fact that I'm giving all of this information away from free, all I ask for one favor is, again, smash that thumbs on up right now. Let StockTwits know that you guys enjoy watching the show every single day. If you guys support me, if you guys support this education, if you guys support this entertainment, if you support these, again, drop dead gorgeous looks, smash that thumbs on up right here so that we're all set, ready to rock and roll and get ourselves prepared. So again, hit that thumbs on up. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I love each and every single one of you guys. And I'm falling deeper in love with you every single day. Every day. So guys, let's see what we have coming on up here. Let's see, of course, what we get in the near future. We have about we got about 3 minutes here before our next hot press release wave. We'll see if we can get any sort of hot press release wave and really kick this party going. Woo! Guys, man, I'm excited. I'm excited. Guess what? I woke up this morning, chugged the C4, chugged it right away, rolled out of bed, C4 down into the gut, took a shower, got out of the shower, guess what? Chugged another C4. Okay, that's what we do. Then, of course, I set up my computer screens, got everything all set, ready to rock and roll. And then guess what I did next? Chug the C4. No, I'm not a psychopath. I would never again chuck 3 C4s in a day. I then had a Red Bull. So, team, we're all ready to rock and roll. 3 minutes until our next press release wave. Let's bring up our Fox Runner scanners, and let's make sure that we're all set, ready to rock here. But today I'm feeling absolutely dynamic. I'm feeling flexible. I'm feeling ready to make love to the market on this webcam. Maybe, again, we're getting a little off topic. Traders, Wednesday is going to be a big day. Wednesday, for anyone who does not know either, is going to be the StockTwits Cash Tag Awards. So live in New York City, the Big Apple, baby. I will be there. I will, again, be enjoying it. So if you guys are going to come on out there, I would love to be able to meet every single one of you. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you guys go get your tickets from StockTwits.com right now. The Cash Tag Awards over in New York City, baby. So that's going to be an absolute blast. I'm so ready to rock and roll, and I'm so ready to get out there and be able to enjoy it. I'll be sitting there, front row, ready to receive all of my awards. You might say, Deck, what awards are you going to win? Okay, I'm not winning anything this year. But you know what? I'm in the running for next year. I'm, again, a guy who looks ahead, not looks in the past. All right? Next year. Next year, I'll be standing up there making, again, such a long acceptance speech that they're going to have to bring security to take me out. That's how long it's going to be. And it's going to be award after award after award. We're going to have a little cart that, again, Claire, my little secretary, she's going to be pushing around. There's going to be so many awards there. Next year. But this year, I will be there. So just get the blood pumping. Get a little fuel. Get a little of that motivation. That's what we're looking for. Team, let's get ready to rock and roll. Let's see what we have here coming up here next. So we have 1 minute until the next press release wave. We already know of GLMD. We already know of PRTG. So we got about 30 seconds here. And remember, when it comes on down towards 30 seconds here, when it comes on down towards, again, 30 seconds, we will, of course, be ready to rock and roll. And just trying to grab my broker up. I got my new setup right here in this in the studio, so I want to make sure that we're all ready to rock and roll. So again, here's my position box. Remember, we are on ARCA setting, and we'll see whatever stock comes on out with any sort of hot news, and hopefully be able to pull the trigger and end off our day in the next minute and a half here. So that's basically always the goal. I want to be able to end my day before the market even opens. So traders, here comes again a little prime time, 25 seconds. We know the drill. We know what we're doing. We know what we're looking at. And we're looking to see, of course, what stock's going to be able to break on out and be able to bring us the most amount of hype and the most amount of action. Here's my order entry box, so you guys can be able to see everything live. My order box right here, that was, again, our little practice trade that I was teaching you guys how to enter and exit. Mark, 8:30 press release wave coming at you in about 5 seconds, guys. Let's get ready to go. All eyes on the bottom news scanner, Fox Runner. Bringing again, we're looking for gold press releases, 3-star press releases with low floats. We'll again type them in, see if they have any sort of volume, get after them. And remember, some of these plays can be quick. So a little disclaimer out though, just because it has news does not mean it will always hold. Okay, sometimes they do turn into little pump and dump type of plays. Sometimes we get good credible plays like GLMD, but you always got to be careful. So we got a couple little 8:30 press releases coming on through right here. Let's see if we got anything. What do we have? Received purchase order of $2 million from Fortune 500 company. AMPG, guys. AMPG maybe gets a little bit of hype. Purchase order, right? So AMPG receives a purchase order for $2 million from a Fortune 500 company. Let's see if that gets any sort of buying volume. So AMPG just got a little bit of a pop. Does have a great little chart setup. Has room to run. AMPG starts breaking through $2. Some buying volume might move on in. So again, let's keep that on watch right there. TBH announces a strategic partnership right here. So again, let's see if anything else right now. AMPG is the best press release at this moment. 2-star press release, AMPG. Watching to see if that's going to be able to spike and rip and run. What do we have right here? EVOK is going to present new data comparing incidents. So it's going to present. That's not out at this moment. RSLS receives notice of allowance on key U.S. patent. Not a fan of stocks that are only 30 cents. To be frank with you, even though it's not moving right now, my favorite press release at this moment is AMPG receives a purchase order for $2 million from a Fortune 500 company. If that one starts breaking $2, we might get a little bit of hype. If we don't get any sort of hype, we know, again, we still have GLMD as our top gainer with PRTG as a close second. Also, as we said, guys, let's imagine that PRTG doesn't do anything. Let's imagine that, again, AMG doesn't do anything. Let's imagine GLMD starts slowing on down. Where are we going? You guys know the answer. UPXI, previous top gainer, right? You guys know already. Guess what? Take a look over on Friday's top gainers. Scroll on down. Friday's top gainers. What do we have? WW, 168% gain, right? OMEX, 77% gain. RTC, 75% gain. See which plays are, again, moving themselves back on up. Right, Friday's top gainers right here, top losers, CGTL. These plays could possibly go on rips and runs, right? So we're always taking a look at, what we could have coming on up here, traders. We always just want to stay prepared. Let's wait again a few more minutes here just to see if anything else is going to come explosive. What I want, just a little heads on up, I want, a positive phase 3 trial press release to come on out. We all jump on in, and again, we can really kick off this week with a bang here. So regardless, I always want to teach you guys my strategy, making sure that you guys understand how I'm making this money and how I'm doing what I do every single day. But right now, team, we are staying smart, we are staying alert, and we are staying ready, looking for that rip and run. GLMD getting a little bit weaker. AMPG, not really any sort of buying volume. We are all set at this moment. Let's make sure we are not missing anything, though, just yet. Guys, do this. Go over to your additional filters. Take off float. Apply. 0 out of 0. Nothing. Let's change this out by change up percentages, and let's make sure we're not missing anything. We have all stocks, regardless of the float, but we are filtering them out as what is the best news today. What are the best press releases today? GLMD is the #1 best press release. PRTG is the #2 best press release. #3, CGON. #4, MLGO. So we have the best top 4 right here. None of these are obviously at 8:30. None of these are, again, these top plays. We can also see, again, at the top gainers, what are the best ones with news right here. All the plays with news, with credibility, with some sort of reasoning behind them. So we are not missing anything at the time of 8:30. We have everything that we've already talked about at this moment, not putting ourselves in any sort of bad position, and obviously just staying smart and staying safe. Traders, sometimes, again, we wake up and the weather is going to be super shiny and bright. Sometimes it might be a little cloudy, and sometimes it might be a little rainy. Right now, it's just a little slow in the market. We haven't gotten that big kaboom just yet, but at the same time, you guys know now how to find that next big kaboom. Traders, ladies and gentlemen, again, my time right here, they always try to wrap me up again, at 8:30. If I could, I would go all day. Guys, I get charged $50,000 for every single minute I go past 8:30. Right now, I'm up $200,000 at this moment. I do that for you. Deck, is that true? Probably not. No, but at the same time, it just makes me sound a little bit more credible, so I'm going to say it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, happy Money Monday. Guys, I hope everyone has an absolutely fantastic day today. I hope everyone absolutely crushes it. I'm going to be going live over on Tradecaster right now. So everyone head on over there if you guys want to be able to watch me trade. Other than that, I will see you guys over on Wednesday in New York for all my StockTwits people over here. But we're about to have an amazing day ahead over on Tradecaster. Let's get ready for an amazing day, some amazing weeks, and some amazing trades. Guys, have a good one. StockTwits, thank you so much. One more time, smash that thumbs on up, and I will see everyone on Wednesday in New York City. I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much, everyone.